I am Shivani. Some of you call me Shivi, Shiv, Shivu, etc. Personally, don't have favorites. My pronouns are she, her. And I just want to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about myself because I feel like I've been in the online world for so long that I no longer feel like I, I myself understand what people see. No, because there's a lot of things I do. There's a lot of things I post, things I talk about, which can really be a little overwhelming if you're not familiar with me. So let's get started. Hi again, I am Shivani. I am a human person in this world of all kinds of different persons outside of the human world. Unfortunately, I am not really proud that I'm a human person because there's not much I can contribute to this world. However, I am an artist. I do a lot of different things. So this is actually one of the things that really confuses people because when I meet them, I don't always have the opportunity to clarify all the things I do. So I'll just like to focus on one on the different aspects of my artistic practice. First things first, I am a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter. I started about how long ago? I want to say 13, 14 years ago. I don't have a lot of professional training like in Western music because of different reasons, because of finances, because of lack of access. But I've continued to learn. Fortunately, right now I am in training. I am in training with educators who are really good. They're really knowledgeable. They're really helping me along. So yeah, I am mostly trained in Western music. I don't have a lot of knowledge about Indian classical. I know the basics, but not more than that. I am Indian, and a lot of people really just expect that I would be trained in Hindustani classical. So it really throws them off when I say that I'm not. I'm a Western singer. and the songs I write are in English for the most part. I'm actually trying to experiment with that a little bit, trying to mix different languages because personally my first language is Gujarati. It is from the western part of India, and then I also speak Hindi. I speak English, obviously, because that's the primary language I write my songs in, and I also know like French, intermediate level-ish. So I'm trying to experiment with that. But yeah, that's about my music. I have one song which I released back in 2023. It was really just you have to go on and do it because release, like making a song, producing a song, recording it, mastering and putting it out there was just something my brain couldn't accept that I can do. So I took it up as a challenge in 2023. Didn't really push myself too much in terms of making it perfect because I know that if I had done that, that song would still be in my library and it would not have been out there. So, but it is. It's available everywhere. I'm going to remove it from Spotify and Apple Music because we're divesting from that. We're boycotting all of those because we don't like no genociders, okay? If you don't know a lot about that, I would really suggest you look into it because as a musician, it's really important to me that that the art I create is not funding anything that I'm not in support of, especially a genocide. Come on, who would do that? But yeah, the song is called Neverlasting. It was my first one out in the public. I had performed it a few times. And it's so great that that song. Okay, here's the story. All right. When I started writing songs, this was back in 2020, and I was going through a lot, and because of the pandemic and the lockdown and staying home without a job, it just really opened up my mind, and I started writing songs about my experiences. So when I was imagining myself releasing a song, it I could only think of maybe a love song or a heartbreak song as my first. But when I wrote Neverlasting and I released it, it was so great because Neverlasting was unintentionally very anti-capitalistic. I wrote that song like a week, I guess, yeah, a week after I had been laid off from a third job in 3 years, because that's what it has been like since 2018. So I had lost my job and I was just devastated for the first few days, and then I felt so free because I decided that I'm not doing this ever again. I don't want to go back to full-time work. I don't want to do this anymore because I'm an artist. I have always been an artist, and everything else that I was doing was for legal reasons. It was for my permanent residency, etc. Like, it was a lot of things. So I felt so free in that moment that I sat down and I started humming this thing, and then in an hour, I have a song called Neverlasting. And it's about how I'm feeling so free. I don't want to create anything that isn't going to last. Neverlasting. The world, the chorus goes, the world is tossing and turning, trying to build things and so many things. But I don't want to do that, basically. Yeah. If you listen to that song, you'll see it. So, yeah, that was my first song, and then I didn't release anything after that because I had a huge loss of self-identity. I had a complete shift in what I wanted to do as a person, what my dreams were, if they were valid at this point in time in this world, when all of these cruel things are coming to light, all the genocides, and it was basically a breaking of my reality, which made me pause and really rethink how I wanted to live my life. And so I did not put the pressure on myself to actually release anything or create anything, because it would have been dishonest and it would have been lacking. Um, however, since last year, I um, I started slowly rebuilding myself, my pillars, my belief systems, my values, because I truly don't want to be the kind of artist, the kind of person who would do anything or just be dormant in order to please said industries or huge populations, because that's what sells. When you don't speak, when you stay apolitical, it sells. Now, I'm not the kind of person who can sit and do that. I am not. If you follow me, you know that. So I have been feeling really good. I'm at a great place now. My self identity went through a huge change, and now I'm good. I know what I'm doing, and that's why in this new phase of 2026, I'm feeling very positive, with the despair of the world, because yes, everything is going to hell, and I feel like I finally know what I have to do. Now, back to music. Why am I saying all of these things when it comes to music? Because that's okay. So that's what artists do, right? You write what you feel. You write things that are true and honest. And for me, I am finally there. I am writing songs, and I'm preparing an EP, which will be done by the end of September. I want to say I'm not pushing myself too hard. It's not good for you, and you have to if you want to practice really resisting, then the best thing to do is to know your pace and follow it. So that's what I'm trying to do. The world doesn't always work like that. My life doesn't always work like that, but I am trying. Yes, that's my music part. Now, what else do I do? My second thing is dancing. I am trained in Indian classical dancing. I am a Kuchipudi dancer. Kuchipudi originated in Andhra Pradesh, India, centuries ago. It's a very traditional, very by the book type of dance form. I learned it from two people, my guru and my mother, because my mother is also a dancer and she is a teacher. I honestly did not want to learn. I did not want to do it because um, because as a kid growing up watching my mother teach everyone, it just made me feel like, yeah, do not force that on me. I don't want to do it. But when like everybody in my home kept trying to push me to do it because your mom does it, you should do it, and I did not want to. So I resisted until I was 17. No, 16. Because after I went to university, I started going to university in my first year. I realized that I was really physically weak and I did not have a lot of stamina, and I just felt like I needed some physical movement, and so I joined. I traditionally Kuchipudi takes about 7 to 8 years for someone to learn all the 8 choreographies, but I had a I had a I had an idea. I had an idea that in the future, after my bachelor's, I will be leaving India. So what I did was instead of taking lessons once or twice a week, I went for 4 days a week. And in my last 8 months, I went 4 days a week with additional days sometimes. And in those 4 days, I would do 3-hour lessons. So I ended up finishing 7 choreographies out of the 8. I could not finish the 8. I did 7 choreographies, and that's what I learned. I still have the 8th. It's in the back of my mind. But I really started feeling great about it. I liked dancing. I started liking Kuchipudi itself because of how beautiful it was. It was simple. It was really beautiful, and that's why I liked it. And when I came here in 2018, I did a couple of performances as a guest artist for dance academies. And then, what else did I do? Yeah, after that, in COVID, I kept practicing. But then in 2023, when I was here in Toronto, I was like, I should do something with that because I don't feel like I want to wait. Sorry, I got a notification. Yeah, I wanted to do something with it, so I decided to start teaching. This was back in September 2023. I had a few students come in, but a lot of them were like, yeah, they couldn't make it because I was expecting kids, but weirdly, I only got adult inquiries. And we know life over here, it's not that great. People are busy, there's work, and there's all these commitments which really keep people from pursuing their artistic passions. Another thing I realized was that people were really struggling to make rent, which I was too. And it was at a time when I was just beginning to learn a little bit about gift economies and all of that. So in January 2025, wait, I started in 2024, and then in 2025, last year, January, I removed all the minimum payment fee structure, etc., etc., and it was great. I don't have a lot of students, honestly, because I don't feel like I want to do the marketing thing and be like, oh, I need 50 students. I don't. I want to teach students who are serious, who want to do this, who understand the commitment and the discipline that it takes to keep doing it, to keep learning Kuchipudi. So right now I have a few students, and I am really happy to teach them. I also started performing pretty well last year. So yeah, that's about my dance aspect of arts. And then what else? 2024, I also started painting. when I was a kid, I always wanted to, I imagined myself being a painter, like big studio, big canvases, and the colors, because I love colors. So I was like, why not? And I started doing it, and I have a lot of paintings now. I haven't sold any of them. I don't have the courage for it. I don't have the courage to approach some place and be like, oh, can you sell this painting for $500? But I think I'm getting good at it. Actually, yeah. This is something I am working on right now. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's a mix of oil and acrylic. This is the first time I've drawn hands. So yeah, that's what I do with painting. It's not too much pressure. It's not too serious. I do it for fun. I do whatever I want to do, and I sometimes do art dates with my friends, so it helps. It's for my brain. Other than that, I have a lot of little things I like to do. I took a beating because I wanted. It wasn't intentional. I just wanted to make a gift for a friend, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I looked at a couple of videos about beading, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make her earrings. So I stayed up for like till 4 a.m. in the morning, and for her birthday, and I made her earrings. Since then, I've been beading a lot of things. I did a few markets to sell them, but the economy is not great, and people don't have money to spend. But I have gotten good at it. I know, I understand the design, I understand the math behind it. So I still do beading. And there's a piece I made, which is a painting, but I added beads to it as, yeah, it's a lot of different things. But yeah, that's what I do. I can play the piano. I know how to play guitar. And I'm a very political person. I love learning about different cultures. I love history. I love astrophysics. Because, yeah. And what else? I love plants. I have a lot of plants. And I love to farm things in my balcony. If I had a backyard, I'd be farming all types of food all summer. But yeah, I think that's it for now. This is a pretty long video. This is a gist of what I do. There's so much more. There's so much more than that, because all the arts that you pursue are going to have different things that are required. But I am so excited because 2026 is going to be great. I have so many plans, and this never happens, but everything's just going according to the plan. It's still January, almost the end of January, but it's still, for a whole month, it's been going according to the plan. I'm not gonna jinx it, but I'm so excited, and I hope you're able to see more of my work.